No, that's not correct. All five of us are unanimous that BRICS is not an anti-West organization. BRICS is an entity that focuses on ourselves, firstly, and secondly, on the global south, and thirdly, in terms of collectively addressing the global challenges and working in partnership with all those that seek to work with us, that share our values, that share our vision in terms of what we would like to see in addressing the global challenges. And that is why you had the Secretary General Antonio Guterres also addressing the BRICS summit, and he stated that the global north must do more to address the frustrations of the global south. The global south that forms 85% plus of the global population are still being marginalized, are still outliers in terms of major global decision making. We are five partners, and with the addition of the six, there are two additional G20 members. So we will be 7 G20 members in the G20, just as you have G7 as 7 G20 members. So between G7 and BRICS, we would be 14 of the 19 countries that make up the G20, with the EU being the 20th. And hopefully, after the summit this weekend in India, the African Union will become a full BRICS member. And I think that also would be a major, major boost for the global south. Why just the European Union as a full member of the G20? The African Union is bigger, 55 countries, 1.4 billion, as against less than 600 million people in the European Union and 27 countries. But because it's a developed Western country, you are then given prime place in the G20 and not Africa. And it is BRICS countries that are pushing for the African Union to become a full member. We've started this process. South Africa has been calling for this, and BRICS countries have been supporting this. Fortunately, now the countries of the global north are also supporting this. So we will work with the global north, who share our vision and values to create a more equitable world, and not to continue as hegemons, dominating the global agenda and determining how the rest of the world should function and what is in our best interest. We are today, collectively, as I've said, population-wise, the majority. And in terms of global GDP, some of your fastest growing economies are still on the global south. India and China are growing at 5-6% plus. Several of the African countries are growing at an accelerated pace. The USA is growing at about 1.6%. Most of the European countries are growing under 1%, some even into negative growth. So we are the engine of growth, and therefore BRICS is saying we will be at the forefront in shaping the new global architecture, and we will work with all parties, the North and the South, but those that share our vision and aspire to create a more equitable world.